Hi there. So today it's about identifying a toxic environment, a toxic workplace. And this video is especially for people, corporate women who are dealing with a toxic environment, who feel brain to go to work, who feel unmotivated, who feel lack of energy and feel they lose their focus. And one of the main reason might be that you are in a toxic workspace, in a toxic environment. And this video might be just what you want to hear. And the next video will help you, once we identify today what is a workplace that is toxic, toxic environment, and what are the signs. Then in the next video, next session, we're gonna establish new ways to deal, to overcome, to transcend these workplaces that are toxic, toxic environments, and build meaningful relationships so you can uplift with success your career, your professional life, and your personal life. Because a toxic environment, it's the thief of joy in your professional work and in your personal life. So I will start, however, with a short definition about a toxic workplace. I have been unfortunate to be in a toxic environment, not once, but twice. And I didn't even knew until a little bit later, until I had to struggle a lot. And fortunately for you, I did, and I want to share that with corporate women, professional women, corporate women who are dealing with the same or similar toxic situation, and to help them identify and overcome. I'm sure this will be a great help. So if you are a corporate woman, a professional woman, if you are a woman that works, and you might want to hear that. If you are maybe an employee or an employer, you want to hear that because you want to identify if there is if by any chance you created a toxic without even knowing, unintentionally you created a toxic environment, or someone from your team created a toxic environment, some of your someone from your team, some of a business partner, and so on. So let's dive in. So workplace toxicity is actually, as I already mentioned, the thief, the silent thief of productivity, stealing joy and motivation, stealing creativity from the hearts of employees. So you will get your team members, your employees to be more latent, more reluctant to show up for themselves, to address, to share their creativity. So just as a drop of poison can contaminate an entire well, a single toxic individual can taint the whole team. So in fact, employees, my personal opinion, and it's also the same way Sir Richard Branson expressed, I take care of my employees and my employees take care of my business. So my personal perception, my professional and personal perception is this: employees must be perceived as potential business partners, right? You take care of your people, and they take care of your investment because they feel invested. They feel emotionally invested. They feel time invested, interest invested, appreciated. So workplace toxicity can be a quite corrode. So some virus that puts down the morale of your team members, of your employees, that destroy the links, the needs of collaboration and creativity, teamwork. We know so well that teamwork is important. So the same way you need fresh air to invigorate, fostering a culture of respect and support can breathe life into the team. So allowing them to thrive into an environment that is free from the shadows of negativity. So that is important to understand what is toxic workplace, how it takes place and space, and the signs, and to identify the signs, and to understand it by definition. So anyway, your entire investment as an employer can be at risk due to a toxic environment. That is a silent virus. Also, as an employee, your entire well-being is at risk. Your entire investment in the company, which is your time, your efforts, your creativity, it will be at risk, because if you are in a toxic environment, your self-esteem will be at risk, your confidence will be at risk, your creativity, your time invested there. And also, this toxicity might affect your personal life in so many more ways. So right before you know it, you can be an employee or an employer. Right before you know it, you have a problem that escalated, and it's far too big to be easily resolved. The sign of a toxic environment or culture in the workplace, I created and I put together a list. So maybe you can identify some sign, hopefully not. But anyway, if you identify, like anything else, prevention, it's the most important thing. So, but you could deal with the toxic environment. So basically, if you are here and you listen, you might have a problem that you want to overcome, to transcend, or you want to listen because you want to discover the signs so you can prevent. So one on the top, it's the poor communication. Poor communication is channels that results in misunderstanding. When you try to express, when someone's try to express and they find a wall, they find a lot of lack of clarity, confusion, they are very briefly explained. The employees that cannot be feel heard, seen, they can't express themselves, or manager that is not very clear with what he, she should explain. So lack of communication, finding no proper way to communicate, finding a wall when it comes to communication. Constant criticism instead of constructive feedback, constant criticism. It's pretty common, frequent, and when this happens, could happen from a constant criticism from peers, from superior, from management, and this comes with lack of empathy, without options, and without constructive feedback. When you are not empathetic, when you don't give solution, option, then that's pretty much a constant criticism, when this is something that happens frequently. Lack of trust, suspicion, and mistrust among team members. So lack of trust, a lot of suspicion there. So you don't have an environment that is based on trust, that people feel easy to talk, and team members easy to communicate between employees and management, and so on. Gossip, allowing gossip and rumors, widespread rumors, gossip, backstabbing, damaging morale and trust. That's what's happening. So micromanagement, so excessive monitoring. This is when you have line managers or actually owners that are having this excessive need for monitoring and control employees, even the smallest task or task in general, and also leading to frustration and limited autonomy for the employees. Bullying or harassment also, and the fear of retaliation. I always say conflict, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Show up for yourself. I always talk to my client and I show them why it's important not to fear to stand up for yourself and show up for yourself and speak up your mind. A very high turnover or a high turnover, it doesn't have to be very high. I apologize for emphasizing here. High turnover, a consistent pattern of employees leaving the company, exiting the company due to this lack of satisfaction or burnout, lack of understanding, and so on. Poor communication and lack of motivation. Because toxic environment, toxic workplaces, that's what they actually produce: dissatisfaction, burnt out, lack of motivation, and a very low self-esteem for people who goes through burnout and who eventually end up doubting themselves. They think that it's all in their head and it has to do with them. Undermining others, deliberately undermining others. So undermining the efforts of colleagues or peers or their work, their efforts, and undermining the work or reputation to gain personal advantage. It's like gossiping, backstabbing. All right. So neglecting well-being, this is very important. When you someone disregard the well-being of the employee, including long working hours, lack of breaks, or unreasonable expectation, or contacting constantly your employee in the evenings, after working hours, in the weekend. This is toxic and it leads to burnout. And this will reflect on the personal life of that employee. So unrealistic expectations, setting unattainable goals and expectations that lead to constant stress and frustration. So blame culture. So you finger point on anything else, but rather than addressing the problems that collectively and finding solutions. Lack of recognition, failure to acknowledge wins and reward employees' efforts and accomplishment. This is again a very toxic environment. Stagnant growth, not giving limited opportunity for skill development, for growth, for advancement within the organization, right? Lack of flexibility, inflexible policy that do not accommodate employees' individual needs or and circumstances. You see, constant bullying and constant picking up on the employees that we perceive to be more soft, more shy, more fragile, and we perceive them as weak. So that will affect greatly. So I had an employer who was very mean to me from time to time, not always and he will talk to me like he has to make effort to explain to me anything. And what he was doing, this is what he was doing. He was constantly asking me, do you understand what I mean, or do you need me to explain it to you differently? So this is a condescending way so to talk with an employee, with a team member, with your peer, with anyone at all. So and that made me feel very bad, and of course I was avoiding talking back to him and asking him, if you think I can't understand, is this why you hired me in the first place, by thinking that I can't understand a new task or a small task or big task or whatever was there? Remember, these signs can vary in their intensity and manifestation from one workplace to another. And recognizing these signs early can help individuals or your organization take steps to address and mitigate toxicity for a healthier and more productive work environment. It's better to prevent, because right before they are too big, that they make too big of a damage. So next session, next record that I will share, I want to share ways how to combine identifying with dealing with toxicity in the workplace, not giving into that behavior, how to take this, how to escalate this to people, to the senior, to your peers, to your management, so you can prevent this escalating further. I hope this helps if you're a corporate woman, not only a professional woman that deals with the toxic environment. Also, if you are a line manager, an HR manager, employer, you might want to listen this so you can prevent this kind of environment and toxicity in your workspace within your organization. Or if you are employee, a woman that deals with these kind of things, or simply feel burned out, or feel like self-doubt, lack of confidence, you might want to check your surrounding. You might want to check the workspace that you are in. So there is a lot to breathe in and to take in, especially life. It's not simple. Life is not fair. Life is not easy. So we don't pretend that it is. But if you are dealing with this, you only damage yourself, your reputation, your well-being, and therefore the people around you. So it's better to be bold, to be courageous, and take action. And this is Monica Periade. I'm a motivational trainer, transformational life coach, coaching conversationalist, also a published author. And I made my life mission to uplift as many lives as possible, people that deals with toxicity in the workspace, also in their personal life, and people that, due to toxicity, they doubt themselves, they play small, and they become victims of their life circumstances, their negative life circumstances. So if you deal with anything, if you identify anything that you can relate to, and you might be interested to work with me, you can click on the link provided here below to this video and get in touch with me, book a call with me, or you can reach out and find someone that can help you overcome and transcend this negative situation, so you can build more meaningful relationship and upscale your career with success. Don't forget, this is Monica Periade, and I'm a coaching conversationalist, transformational life coach, and a motivational trainer, aspiring motivational speaker. Until next time, stay happy, stay blessed, and be assertive. Thank you. Until next time, stay blessed.